Hi, I'm Carly. Welcome to the last Grown Up in the Woods. Today we are going on the last winter adventure of the year, maybe. We are headed to Grassy cabin on the Bonnington Traverse. We are not doing the whole thing because I don't know if my skills with the Hoks are there yet. For those unfamiliar with the Altai Hoks, it is a short ski with a permanent partial climbing skin and metal edges. I wear mine with universal bindings that I can wear with my hiking boot. It's great for someone like me who wants to explore the backcountry on something faster than snowshoes, but isn't intent on seeking out steep slopes and adrenaline rushes. Despite my early apprehensions about powder when I first got them, I've learned to work with it. While it might be hard to turn in powder, it's also hard to get out of control. All I need to do is step out of someone else's tracks and I slow right down. I also sink far enough that I take half the snowpack with me. If I want to go faster, I can find some tracks to follow, and the Tiak stops me from plunging forward when the skis hit the brakes or go in the wrong direction. They do have a bit of a mind of their own. When climbing up, I can stab the Tiak deep into the snow and use it as an anchor to stop me from falling back. So let's fast forward back to Grassy Hat. It was spring conditions, so there was no powder, and it was pretty icy. The partial skins meant I had a bit of a harder time gripping than Clay, who had full skins. But the real struggle was in the icy side slopes. The universal bindings and hiking boots don't quite offer the rigidity that I needed for digging edges into the icy slopes, and as a result, there was a lot of slipping. The Tiak made a great anchor, and it stopped me from doing a big slide down the slope many times. Though I did miss having two pulls when the terrain was easy, especially with that overnight pack. Maybe we're spoiled living in the Caribou where we get pretty big cabins all to ourselves. This one we shared with 6 people. Ooh. Whoa. We're at an ice palace. Clay has left me behind to do a run up to Grassy with another couple that was here, but my edges on these, it's so icy that my edges were not catching. And so what I want to do for next year, because there's nothing really wrong with the edges, it's shorter so there's less contact, there's less surface area for them to be in contact with, but I think the real problem is that with using regular boots, it doesn't allow me to really dig my edges in. And so telemark boots and 3-pin bindings might be the answer to that. I hope. The terrain around the cabin looked manageable, so I decided to get some practice in. Luckily the snow had softened a little, allowing me to catch my edges and not always look like a 5-year-old on skis for the first time. I also learned to keep the Tiak on the uphill side. After a while, I was actually feeling like I knew what I was doing. Though I didn't always look like it.
Muddy.
Mud. So, I was pretty happy with the Tiak. It really changes the balance. It forces me to put my weight backwards, where it needs to be with the Hoks. If you take a look at them, the bindings are pretty much right in the center, whereas on a normal ski, they'd be a lot further back. And it changes your balance a lot. And then they do sort of unreliable things, like you think, oh, I got this is no problem, and then all of a sudden you're in the snow. So the Tiak just, it's like a tripod to stabilize, and then it forces my balance back. I do think I want a taller one and maybe a bit thicker. I could feel it bending when I was putting too much weight on it. So the question of the week is, which popular berry is not actually a berry? There's a few answers. So the answer to that question will be up here in that video, probably also on Google. If you're the first person to answer it in the comments below, you will get to be entered in a draw in after 25 videos, and another video right here. If you want to subscribe to the channel, click up here, and that's it. See you so long, and see you next week-ish.